Summary: The Zen Trader by Peter Castle. There are two obstacles to trading success. First, traders don't have a system or method to trade. Second, even if they do have a method, they don't stick to it. No matter how logical, rational, convincing or seemingly robust a trading system is, no matter whether it is operated manually or automatically or under the advice of another, the overall success of the strategy is determined by the trader's ability to cope with their emotions. The reason why traders won't stick to a method is not complicated. The simple answer is fear. Fear of an undesirable outcome. Trading produces a lot of discontent, and we produce the suffering ourselves because of our attachment to the outcome of our trades. The biggest killers of trading success are stress and worry. Stress and worry are brought about through uncertainty, and for some traders fear is compounded by the trauma of past losses. Most traders eventually attain the realization that the emotional challenges of trading are inhibiting their performance. They do not yet realize it is the obstacle of attachment that is the real roadblock. They start looking for other solutions to the problem and avoiding the work of personal introspection, often falling into the trap of attempting to over-control their trading accounts by using ever more complex strategies. Often with trading, fewer trades can mean more profit. This is because shorter time frame trading or frequent trading can dramatically tilt the mathematical probability of consistently winning with a big payoff ratio to the downside. Considering that statistically 90 to 95% of traders lose or break even, one of the reasons for poor performance is probably that traders are buying and selling at the wrong time. This can be the result of trading too often. Many traders find longer-term trading difficult because of the challenges of boredom and the need to practice delayed gratification. Whatever your time scale preference, stepping back for a look at the big picture can assist you in detaching from the short-term movements of the market. After all, detachment is key. Attachment itself is an obstacle that closes your mind and causes losing trades. For example, after much technical and fundamental research, you regard the trade as a sure thing, but the trade turns against you and reaches the price at which you intended to exit the trade. You don't act because you are attached to your original decision, which is that this is a sure win trade. A lot of mental suffering is happening now. You are not accepting the reality of the present moment and that you are attached to how you wanted things to be, rather than acknowledging how they are. If we are attached to our trading ideas, we lack the ability to be flexible in mind. If traders have inflexible minds, they find it difficult to consider other ideas, to see the merit in an alternative approach. A mind ready for anything, a flexible mind without expectation, is the trader's greatest asset. To trade well, you need peace of mind. To get peace of mind, you need to learn detachment. Hell, for traders, is here on earth, and it is populated by those who are attached to the way they want things to be, not addressing how they are in the present moment. Am I seeing what I have been conditioned to think and believe, or am I seeing what is actually happening? This question helps to uncouple my thoughts from my habitual dualistic thinking and consider other possibilities. It is our desire to have things the way we think they should be, otherwise we would feel great suffering. Mindfulness is being alert to what you are thinking. If you walk out the front door on your way to work and forget to take something, then you are not being mindful. The reason is simple: your mind was distracted by thinking about something else. Mindfulness is the ability to focus on the task at hand and not allow your mind to be distracted. Often in trading, if it is not necessary to do anything, then it is necessary to do nothing. The danger of judging and labeling anything in the market is that it fixes your view. Traders need flexible thinking, not fixed views. For example, the judgment and label of, gold is in a bull market and I won't consider it otherwise, reduces flexibility of the mind. Meaning if gold falls you don't sell, or worse you double up because of your original conviction. The non-attached traders will sell instead or reverse their trade when things do not go the way they first thought. They can do this because there is no attachment to the original analysis. Gold is in a bull market. As you can see, problem arise when the mind is attached to a view, reducing flexibility of action. Being mindful and focused during changing situation like this is a good skill. The ability to stand aside and observe not just the market action, but also your thinking, is one of the most powerful trading skills you can develop. Many still believe that to be a good trader, you need to control your emotions. I couldn't disagree more. What is required is emotional recognition. For example, often when trades go against traders, traders feel the need to do something. However, have you realized that the decision to act comes mostly from the desire to alleviate your unpleasant feelings? This is you reacting to fear and not managing it. This is the time you use fear as the tool it can be, the tool of realization. Fear is not to be discarded or suppressed as a worthless and inconvenient emotion. Once you recognize the feeling of fear by not suppressing it at that moment, it will allow calmness and peace of mind to increase. In trading, traders need to accept that the feelings of fear of loss, fear of missing out, fear of losing a profit is inescapable. They are bound to repeat over and over. If traders suppress the fear, they would feel paralyzed like a rabbit in the headlights of an upcoming car. Traders need to run towards fear and embrace it. The best exercise to improve trading results is to select one method and only trade that method diligently and consistently for a period of time. Keep good records of profits and losses and of how the trades performed. During the trading exercise, it is important to keep notes regarding your emotions and reactions. This procedure of testing, measuring and analyzing will do more for your trading than any course, book, lecture, podcast, YouTube video or possibly any other training modality. Nowadays, trading simulators have become popular, but simulators do not produce the emotional intensity of trading live and having skin in the game. In trading, by just noticing a thought and not attaching to it, we become observers of our thinking processes. By not attaching any meaning, conclusion or judgment to the thought, we can then start to detach from our conditioning, thus becoming more able to see an alternative view. This newfound awareness gives the mind an open and unlimited view, allowing more insight to arise naturally and emotional suffering to decrease. Imagine an antelope grazing passively in the forest, calmly aware of its surroundings but ready to flee at the first sign of danger. When the action of flight is over, it returns to its state of calm with alertness, continuing to graze, but ever ready to respond if necessary. The best way to use the mind is to apply its logic to a problem, then put that logic aside and rest in calmness and peace of mind, similar to the antelope's ability to return to a state of calm alertness. Calm awareness: an antelope remains calm yet alert in its environment, much like a trader should be in the market. Traders need to maintain a calm composure, observing the market trends and indicators without being overwhelmed by them. This calmness allows traders to assess situations clearly and make rational decisions rather than being swept away by market hysteria or personal fear and greed. Quick response to danger: when threatened, the antelope quickly flees to safety. Similarly, a trader needs to be ready to act swiftly when the market shows signs of danger, such as closing a position when a loss limit is reached, or adjusting a strategy when market conditions change. Return to calm after action: once the danger is past, the antelope doesn't dwell on the threat but immediately returns to a state of calm alertness. In the same way, a trader should also return to a state of calm after making a trade. Whether a trade results in a gain or a loss, the trader should be able to let go of that outcome, not allowing it to dictate their emotional state or their future trading decisions. Resting in calmness and peace of mind, the antelope's ability to return to a state of calm alertness reflects the trader's need to rest the mind after applying its logic to solve a problem or make a decision. This means stepping back from the situation, disengaging from the constant stream of market data and analysis to rejuvenate and maintain mental clarity. This might be done through breaks during the trading day, days off, meditation, exercise, or other methods of stress management. A Zen story: two monks, one senior and one junior, were traveling together. They came to a river with strong current. They saw a woman attempting to cross, but as monks they both had taken vows not to touch a woman. Without a word, the older monk picked up the woman and carried her across the river. The younger monk couldn't believe what just happened and stayed silent for the next few hours. Finally, the young monk blurted out, "As monks we are not permitted to touch a woman. How could you then carry that woman on your shoulders?" The older monk looked at him and replied, "I put her down on the other side of the river hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" The lessons from this Zen story can indeed be applied to trading, as they deal with emotional control, living in the present, and the importance of wisdom and flexibility in applying rules. Emotional control and letting go: in trading, it is crucial to remain emotionally neutral and not be overly influenced by past trades, whether they were successful or unsuccessful. Just like the older monk who helped the woman and then let go of the event, a trader must be able to let go of a bad trade or a good trade and not let it influence future decisions. Holding on to past trades, especially those that resulted in losses, can lead to fear, over-analysis, and poor decisions in the future. Living in the present: successful trading requires being fully focused on the present moment. The younger monk was not able to focus on the present as he was too consumed by a past event. Similarly, if a trader is excessively concerned about past trades or overly worried about the future, they may miss out on present opportunities. Wisdom and flexibility in applying rules: trading involves following certain rules and strategies, but it is essential to apply these rules with wisdom and flexibility, just like the older monk did when he helped the woman. A good trader understands that rules and strategies are tools that can help them navigate the market, but they must be adapted based on the current situation. The power of Zen comes from being an observer, allowing events to unfold and not forcing your will upon a situation. You cannot force your will upon the market. However, the ability to decide what your response will be will depend on your level of consciousness. Dr. Hawkins scales the level of consciousness from 20 to 1000, proposing that the level 700 to 1000 belong to people like the Buddha, Jesus, and the poet Khalil Gibran. Trading attracts intelligent, successful people. These people have made their way in life playing a certain game. That game rewards them for being intelligent and hardworking, learning what is right and wrong, then applying that to their profession. Often ego and a strong sense of identity, coupled with self-esteem and self-confidence, work well. In fact, these qualities are necessities in many professions, but all that doesn't work in the game of trading. If you can separate your mind from your ego/identity/self, you do not need to be academically intelligent to do very well in trading. Smart people lose because the ego rules. Trading at times is about developing a better mind, not a better method. Calmness and peace is a must in trading. During a Konda session, I asked the attendees whether they wanted to discuss Zen or trading psychology, or did they want to explore more technical trading methods? The overwhelming response was the latter. This is why, if we reflect upon the statistic, only 5 to 10% of traders are successful. Which topic do you think would have been more beneficial? Professions that operate regularly in chaotic environments, such as firefighters, ambulance drivers, police officers, or soldiers, all have structure and systems to implement in times of uncertainty and unpredictability. This is the same for trading. Schedules and routine are important as they reduce the strain on working memory and create structure in an environment that at times may be chaotic. We should admit the truth that we don't know and see what happens. Don't know doesn't mean stupid. To ask what is happening, rather than the less useful question of why is it happening. The question, why is it happening, gets you stuck in the desire to know the answers. The more astute question, what is happening, gives you a definitive answer which will lead you on to a corresponding course of action. A beginner's mind is wide open and questioning. An expert's mind is closed. If what is happening is that the market is falling and giving you sell signals, then sell. If what is happening is that the market is rising, giving you buy signals, then buy. For example, during the sell-off in March 2020, no one really knew all the whys and what ifs, but we all knew the market was falling fast. The appropriate action was to respond to what was happening. The answer to why it was happening would come in time. People who don't plan and therefore make unmeasured decisions often fail. People who do plan and make measured decisions based on probability and risk control often succeed. When we buy an uptrending stock, we do not know whether it will be a losing trade or a winning trade. What we do have is the probability of our method. Considering that 90 to 95% of traders lose, then you are best to avoid short-term trading. Most traders overtrade and most traders lose. To maintain calmness and peace of mind, you need a time frame that is short enough to provide the number of trades required to keep you interested, but long enough to give you time to think, detach, respond but not react. Traders who are confident and successful in other areas of life apart from trading have no problem entering trades, but when wrong they won't exit because that means they are wrong and defeated. The conservative and often analytical types often choose trades with good probability, but their worry and fear consume them. They find it hard to hold trades. They tend to sell at the first sign of pullback. A simple insight technique used by Zen practitioners is the simple process of observing only the breath. The Zen method is not guided with music or verbal prompts except for beginner practitioners. To trade well, you need to be very aware of how you are thinking. It is normal for our minds to wander. One of the main aims of insight meditation is to teach the mind to wander a little less so that it can perceive with more clarity. Skillful traders are aware of their thinking and learn to respond calmly to any situation in the present, rather than react with a conditioned mind living with past trauma or an anxious mind living in the future. Very few people realize how their minds attach very quickly to one perspective, rarely considering that there are other possibilities or opportunities. Trading is a process. There are only 4 things you need to do repetitively to complete that process: size your trade, put your trade on, take your trade off, and repeat the process. If you have a trading method that has a 50% win rate and that returns $2.30 each time you win and loses $1 each time you lose, is it a winning system? Clearly it is. So, why would you not keep flipping the coin? In this case, the coin represents the trading system. The higher your level of consciousness, the more calm and presence you will be able to experience, therefore improving your ability to trade further. Zen meditation seeks not to explain but to pay attention, to become aware, to be mindful, in other words, to develop a certain kind of consciousness that is above and beyond the deception by verbal formulas, or by emotional excitement.